let me bring up Maestro Enzo G. Castellari.
One of the things I found out from Enzo was the fact that in Italy, where the film is legendary, it was known as Battle of Britain. Even though there's the guy Hamilton, famous Battle of Britain. And he said, I don't know why, but for some reason we could call it that in Italy and nowhere else. But the thing about Battle of Britain, it's always been a big disappointment. As much fun as a lot of this stuff was in Battle of Britain, it was very boring. All right, a lot of soap opera stuff. This was terrific, man.
Well, this is 1969, so that's a long time ago. And watching, I'm still liking the movie, but I hate the zoom. There's too many. But and even Frederick Stafford is,
Well, we were talking about that earlier. All right, is Frederick Stafford is not my choice who should be the lead in this movie. Having said that, even though he's kind of a colorless actor, he actually grows in the movie, I actually think.
Well, and I still, we were, really, I don't like it.
Now, one of the things about this movie that's so great is the way you recreated entire battle scenes, but stage-bound. On sets. I mean, there's
in Cinecittà.
In
the studio.
Yeah.
All in the studio.
And there's a wonderful aspect about it. And it's one of the things I actually really love about Italian cinema is when they do. Some people could call it artificial. I think it's cinematic. I think it's lovely. All right, where you recreate something completely, make it set bound, and the way like Coppola did with One from the Heart, or the way Martin Scorsese did with New York. But you do it in this very realistic way here. But like, for instance, it blew me away the first time I saw the movie, when you saw them bombing London, and all the shots of the little model of London down on the ground, through the turret, and the bombs exploding. Just fantastic.
It's true. Thanks to the genius, the Spanish genius that is not more with us, there's Emilio Ruiz. There was the genius who did all the matte shot, all the painting, and he did all the stuff that is impossible to do now. Now it's very easy because he used the digital, he used the computer. But to use the model and to use the real and plane and to do it was quite difficult that time.
Well, I mean, I get bored with all the CGI stuff. So when actually filmmakers actually commit to using models and using them well, and the fact that it's there, all right, it's like, it's shot on the day, it's on camera, you pulled it off. All right, to me, there's cleverness to that. There's filmmaking involved there.
Yeah, it's a big joke.
Yeah.
It's a really big joke. I'm still excited thinking when I was there that let's do the model from here to there with the cable, it's a lot of different way to do it. But was so exciting.
Well, you've got those wonderful shots where on some of them, it's like the planes aren't flying. They're just there, all right? Your camera's there, and you've got models flying along with them and creating deep, depth of field. But then other times, you actually are flying them, all right? Where you actually got, a camera plane apparently, like right next door, or at least it looks like it. Some of them looks real, some of them, but they all look. It's fantastic.
Well, for instance, very simple to do all the planes going. It's just the plane stop with the cable, hold it, and with the camera going with the traveling under the the model was in all the movement was the camera, but the model was fixed in the center, and I was walking. It was so great, even with the hands cameras. We did a lot of tricks, but it was
the tricks of this movie are one of the things that give it a vitality, that makes it alive. I mean, one of the things that's really cool about the whole set-bound air invasion is basically Enzo is basically using the same prospect behind the Peter Pan ride in Disneyland, all right? Which, by the way, when I was 7 years old, that blew me away when I was 7 years old. I felt like I was flying over England. And he basically, that's the concept of what's going on behind there. But it works perfectly, especially when you put the turret,
yes.
In between the camera and us and the model.
I'm enjoying that there's still something watchable.
How did you feel about it? How did you see? You haven't seen the movie in a long time. How did you feel about it tonight?
I tell you, because at that time I did this movie, and in all my movies, 50 movies, in entire my career is that light most for the atmosphere when I was shooting. Mm-hmm. So I remember I would like to repeat it from the first day and the last day, because in all our movies something happening. I remember that. Mm-hmm. No, in the Battle of Britain was all terrific from the first day until the end, the last day, and I was editing every night, everywhere. I was with a moviola just do editing. It was fantastic. I remember that time really for a director and for all the crew was really a good time, very good time. So I would like to repeat.
Now,
but not with the Zoom.
Yeah. Now, in the annals of macaroni combat genre, this movie holds a place with two other movies, all right, that I finally got exactly what the deal is today, all right, Enzo told me. There is a three-way cross between two other movies. There's this movie, there's also Umberto Lenzi's From Hell to Victory. And I love From Hell to Victory. Right? And there is Alberto Di Martino's Dirty Heroes, which also stars Frederick Safford. Now, those movies have had kind of a connection forever, and has always made macaroni combat fans wonder what's the deal. And part of the deal is at least 20% of this movie is in From Hell to Victory.
Maybe 30.
It may be 30. Now, if you watch them even a week apart, you might not notice it. I got a print of Hell to Victory and Battle Command in the same go. And I watched them back to back. I was like, oh my God. It's 30% of the movie. But the interesting part about it is what made all the sense when Enzo explained it to me was the fact that when you look at it From Hell to Victory, which again, I'm a big fan of, and it's got a great story, but none of the stuff from this movie fits in that movie. It's just thrown in there to give you extra shots and to make it bigger.
Well, I think it's just the story. If you can believe on the story, I mean, when I'm writing the story, we did this script in 1 week.
Really?
In 1 week in Spain. With the right.
The story's terrific, and it helped all of us.
It was very simple, but as you know, that from now to now, battle. How many? 5 minutes, no, fight. Yeah. And then we said, no, now another battle. So we wrote following the emotion and action.
But one of the things about this movie that I think makes it hold up more than a movie like Battle of Britain or a lot of the other 60s big battle kind of movies is the fact that they didn't have a story. They had the battle. And so they would usually try to fill up the story with soap opera and this and that and the other. You have a genre story going on here that didn't need all the bigness. It didn't need to encapsulate the British War, all right, in order to tell that story. But then you're telling that story inside of a movie about the Battle of Britain.
I did well.
You very well. Bravo.